up, everybody? Happy Friday and welcome to the live. Hope everyone had an amazing and stomach-stuffing Thanksgiving break. I know I did. It was hard to wake up this morning after all the food we ate yesterday, but hopefully everyone enjoyed yourself. If you didn't do anything, jealous of the relaxation you may have gotten. But anywho, we are here for the week in review. There's been a lot going on this week, even with a day off. It's been a pretty busy week, and we love seeing that. So thank you all for tuning in, and let's get right to the show because we got a good one today. At the end, we also have some more customer spotlights with a twist. So if that interests you, stay tuned, and you could be featured here soon too. Now, as always, $500 off your Mallett building if you fall into one of these categories: healthcare workers, first responders, military personnel, teachers, and educators. We appreciate everything you do in the spirit of the holidays. We're very thankful for what you do for our community and those in it. So as our way of saying thank you, we want to give you $500 off your Mallett building. This applies every day, all day, 365.25, whatever the number really is, but every day of the year, we want to give you your $500 off just to say thank you. Now, speaking of giving cash off your building, if you comment cash under a live stream video just like this, you can receive $1,000 off your elite or signature level building. Now, this does not apply to specials or promotional prices, unfortunately, but it's still $1,000 off. So if you comment cash, you can get yours. Now, if you're in one of these categories as well, that can be bundled into $1,500 off. So just keep that in mind when you're looking for your next Mallett building. If you want to save a little bit of money, be sure to comment cash and let us know if you fall into one of our special thank you categories. Now, where's Mallett this week? We started off with 66 jobs going on, and there's been even more added since Monday. But here's what we had for the week's start, all the way from just about to Austin past College Station, all the way up into almost Texarkana, almost hitting Arkansas, and all the way through to Mississippi. We had some almost New Orleans over by Slidell, pretty much the entire southern portion of Louisiana here, and very much throughout Louisiana as always. Just very happy, very excited, and very fun. We got gutters, forms, things to be delivered, inspections, on the ground items ready to be built, concrete, finishers, control joints, electrical, and plumbing. All of these steps come together to make a wonderful and beautiful Mallett building. We can't wait to see yours. Now, Louisiana, we had 46 jobs. As I said, we're all over the place here. We're everywhere from Boyce to St. Amant, Brobridge, New Iberia, St. Francisville, Scott, Cottonport, Oberlin, Basile, Church Point, Ragley, Clinton, Cottonport, you name it, pretty much we're there in over 46 job locations going on. Super exciting stuff happening here. Very happy to share it with you guys. In Texas, we got 19 jobs all over the Texas area. Port Neches, Beaumont, 2 gutters jobs going on in Dayton, Vidor, Van Vleck, Caldwell, Shepherd, Warren, China, Oakwood, Houston, all over the eastern Texas. Happy Wednesday, Mr. Tim. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope your Thanksgiving was phenomenal. But everything is here on the Where's Mallett. Super excited about that, you guys. Now, moving right along, something that's even more exciting, I think, is our November specials because we've added 2 new things for you, and I'll get to that here in a second. So, 30 by 30 by 12 with a 30/20 gable extension. This is going to be a Mallett classic building. It's going to come with 1 roll-up door, 1 walk-through door. This customer opted to upgrade to 2 roll-up doors. We just wanted to show you what that building's going to look like with that optional feature as well. But for 1 roll-up door, 1 walk-through, and a window, 30 by 30 by 12, 30 by 20 gable extension, as you see here. And it's going to be a Mallett classic building. What does that include? We'll tell you here soon. But a few things it includes is going to be a 26 gauge metal all the way around. Any metal on there is going to be 26 gauge. 2 by 12 headers, 2 by 8 scissor trusses. Those trusses are going to be rated for 170 mile-an-hour winds. All the wood is going to be #1 MCA ground treated kiln dried lumber, meaning it is durable and resistant to rot and termites. Now 4,000 PSI concrete, that concrete is going to be 4 inches as well. And then you're going to have concrete under every single post. How cool is that? And that's going to keep your building from sinking and shifting in unwanted ways. But all of this can be yours for $33,999. Now moving right along, we got a little bit larger of a building, 30 by 50 by 12 with a 30 by 24 gable extension. Same thing, this customer also opted for 2 roll-up doors. It's very popular to have multiple roll-up doors, so keep that in mind when you're designing your shop. It's not necessary. Came for the hiccup count. I actually fixed them, but thank you very much for tuning in for that. Stay tuned because at the end we have a funny picture as well. But thanks for tuning in, Riley. So 30 by 50 by 12 building with a 30 by 24 gable extension, all for $44,999. And again, comes with the same specs. It's still a classic building. Everything on the spec sheet is the same, but it's just a larger building, larger gable extension. And this is a really pretty blue color. Honestly, this is a great color combination. I love that blue with the white. So final of the classics is going to be a 40 by 60 by 12 with a 40 by 30 gable extension. Big building, big gable. You have a lot of room to hang out, get with the family, have hangouts, whatever you may want to do in your outdoor area, you can do it here because you got 30 foot of space and 40 foot wide here. That is, I think, 120 square foot. Math was not my best subject. I'm off. I'm getting head shakes. Yeah?
40 by 30 is 120 extra.
120 square.
1,200 extra.
Something along those lines. 1,200 maybe? Mr. Tim's good at math. He'll correct me. We actually, no, we have a calculator. Give me 5 seconds while we do this math. 1,200 extra square feet of outdoor space if you choose to not enclose it. Look how great math can be, you guys. But of course, that's going to come with all the same specs. You have your option of colors and all for $69,999. Mallett building, is that like a bloopers reel? Oh, so, okay, the hiccup count, you guys. I have suffered from the hiccups horribly all day. So we had set up this fun little hiccup counter that we were going to count every time I had a hiccup. But me in my true fashion, about 5 minutes before we started the live, I fixed my hiccups. So it ruined the whole idea of a hiccup counter. I'm happy that they're gone, but I'm a little upset that I didn't wait till after production. And yes, Mr. Tim, 1,200. I was missing a zero. But the specials, the most important part of this conversation, 40 by 60 by 12 with a 40 by 30 gable extension for $69,999, you guys. That's a lot of space in a wonderful building for a wonderful price as well. Don't miss out on that. Today is the last day for all 3 of these. I know it's the November specials, but we won't be here tomorrow. The salespeople will be here tomorrow. Our building specialist will. So you have one more half day to get these wonderful specials at this wonderful price. So 337-214-0428. Give us a call, get started, get on the books. You don't have to go through with the whole process. Just get on the books, get your name on the books, do all that. And if the full payment is not something you're ready for now, ask about our savings plan. We have a wonderful savings plan where you can pay as you go. Think of it as layaway from back in the day, but it's for your Mallett building. How cool is that? So we have options, we have financing, we have savings plans, we have all the capabilities to allow you the budget that you need. And speaking of budget, this brings us right into our rival series. So these are not going to be Mallett buildings, but they will be Mallett built. And I'll explain to you what that means. Now, the rival series, 30 by 30 by 12, starts at $18,999. Talk about budget. That's a budget price right there. And this is going to be a 30 by 30 by 12. No bells and whistles, none of the extra things that make Mallett so awesome. It's just going to be a basic building. Nothing wrong with that, but you're not going to have the Mallett cable lock. You're not going to have the 26 gauge metal. It's going to be 29 gauge metal. You're not going to have the 2x8 scissor trusses. It's going to be you're not going to have the scissor trusses. It'll be mono trusses. And a list of features that we'll go over here shortly, but there's a lot of things that separate the rival series from the Mallett buildings. Now, why do we have this building if it's not a Mallett building, you might ask? Because of how we segue into this. Price. So we want to be able to offer the most affordable building possible while still giving you the Mallett built standard. Because here at Mallett, we understand sometimes budget may just be the final option and the final deciding factor. Because of that, we introduced the rival series to give just the building. That's how I've kind of thought about this. It is one roll-up door, a walk-through door, It is a basic shop. But if that's all you're looking for, no bells and whistles needed, this is perfect. Now, 30 by 30 by 12 for $18,999. That's phenomenal. It gets better because it gets bigger. 30 by 50 by 12 for $27,999. And finally, 40 by 60 by 12 for $39,999. Most affordable, best built. That is 100% true, Mr. Tim. These prices I challenge anyone to beat, especially with the quality of our builders. Now, again, not a Mallett building, but just because it doesn't have all the Mallett bells and whistles doesn't mean it's still not better than most other people, because we have the Mallett building team. And those guys are the best of the best. We have nothing less than the best here, because we have, why would you have the best building without the best builders putting it up? It goes hand in hand. So even at our most budget-friendly building series here, we have the best builders. So the rival series is to challenge what the competitors are trying to say is a Mallett building. Well, we're gonna build a building. It won't be a Mallett building, but we'll beat their prices and beat their build 100% of the time. So keep that in mind when you're looking around. If budget is your final deciding factor, give the rival series a try. Talk to one of our sales people at 337-214-0428. We'd love to build one for you. Now, those specials I talked about. I know December is Monday and we're putting the cart before the horse, but we have the December specials because we're the marketing team and we can do that. So we're releasing them early. So if you're tuning in, you get the first sneak peek of what these specials are gonna look like right here. I know we teased it the other day, but we have the Christmas Rival Neighborhood Special. These are built to be budget friendly and fit in your subdivisions, your neighborhoods, behind your building, between your fence lines. If you can put it between you and the neighbor, however your HOA wants to be, this could most of the time fit that. And we were talking this morning, we're gonna be working with different HOAs to make sure we have the proper fascia to fit in your subdivision. So let us have a chance to look at that, give us a call. But the Rival Neighborhood Special, 20 by 40 by 12. A little bit more narrow, a little bit wide or deep, but this should fit in most lots. And because it's a Rival, you're gonna have that amazing price, $16,999, you guys. How crazy is that? And that's gonna come with 29 gauge metal, a 4-on-12 roof pitch, 2x6 trusses, common flat trusses, as we mentioned, 130 mile an hour wind rating. So even though it's not a Mallett building, you still get the wind rating of a Mallett building. No uplift control though, so you're gonna have no cable lock system preventing those uplift controls. You're more than welcome to add it, but it doesn't come included. Post in the dirt or gravel, we're not gonna have the post pads, the post protectors, things like that. 3,000 PSI concrete, 2x8 headers, no ground protection, no skirt boards, a 2-year workmanship warranty, and number 2, untreated generic lumber. Now, the disclaimer we all love to hear. The Rival series is built by Mallett, but not to Mallett building standards. By that, it's not on par with our Classic, Signature, or Elite. It's still up to the code standards. Now, let me correct any miscommunication here. Mallett builds above the legal code standard. There is a baseline of where you have to be as a builder to have a legally built building that matches the code and what is required in your area. Mallett goes above and beyond 9.5 point whatever times out of 10, because our buildings outrank every other building. They outdo every other code. They do above and beyond every time. So Mallett standards are higher than legal and normal standards. Keep that in mind. Now, for true Mallett quality, you can always ask about our Classic, Signature, or Elite buildings. Those are the best of the best. Our Classic building outdoes every other competitor or every other build out there. Their best building most of the time does not even compete to our Classic, and that's our entry-level Mallett standard building. We have the Signature, which is a step up, and then if you want all the bells and whistles, the Mac Daddy building I call it, we have our Elite series. It's wonderful, you guys. We're going to talk about all the specs on that here soon. But that is the true breakdown, however you want to call it, of the Rival. Now, 20 by 40 by 12 neighborhood special. How awesome is that? for $16,999. If you want to get your loved one a good present for Christmas, this is cheaper than a car. If you're thinking about a car, well, first you need somewhere to put the car. And this building is a beautiful place to put the car. So, literally, put the storage before the car instead of the cart before the horse. Horse is the car in this scenario, something like that. But you need somewhere to put your building. You need somewhere to put your car. This will fit in your subdivision is what we're getting at here. Neighborhood special. And we pull my Billy Mays out. But wait, there's more. There's another one. For $20,999, we have a 20 by 50 by 12. Same specs, all the same things, but $20,999 for a 20 by 50 by 12. So we have a 20 by 40 and a 20 by 50. And this is what we're going to call our neighborhood special. And of course, you can do upgrades on all these specs. You can add a cable lock system. You can add scissor trusses. You can do 2x8s. You can do a 5-on-12. You can do a 26 gauge metal. You can do 4,000 PSI concrete, 2x12 headers, ground protection. But at this point, you may as well have just bought a Mallett building. Ask about the Mallett Classic. Now, price is the ending factor here. It's still a Mallett built building. Still wonderful, and it's going to look amazing in your neighborhood. Exhibit A. So keep that in mind. These are our December specials. It's our Christmas rival, our neighborhood special. We're super happy about this. This will be going all through December, so come Monday, give us a call on that. Now, moving right along, speaking of things that are going to be happening on Monday, December 1st, the Mallett Ambassador Club. Like I said, we are officially done prepping and planning for what this will be. This is going to be live Monday. Yeah, Monday. So come Monday, we'll have our updated graphics, updated everything for the Mallett Ambassador Club. I'm super excited to share this with you guys. It's going to be really fun. I had a really good time working with the rest of the team here, getting this figured out. And honestly, the ideas were just boom, 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 all over the place. So we finally narrowed it down to some amazing things. 2 categories, a bunch of chances to earn cool swag, cool items, and money. The holidays are around the corner. Extra money be super helpful. So as of Monday, stay on the lookout for that. We're going to have all new Mallett Ambassador Club. Super proud about that. Now, the 5 red flags. As always, this is not to throw shade. This is not to talk trash. This is simply to make sure people are informed and make an educated decision, because we should all deserve that opportunity to do so. Now, red flag number 1, years in business. Check how long the business has been around on the Secretary of State website. Longevity is key. We've been around 27 plus years here at Mallett, and we have done all the things. We've made the mistakes, we've made the adjustments, and that is why we are comfortable calling ourselves, at the very least, the best builders in the Gulf region, I dare say, the country. Now, years in business. Check that at the Secretary of State. Be sure you understand how long your company you're trying to do business with or thinking of doing business with has been around, and you don't want to be the first client. Nothing wrong with being the first client. We all have to start somewhere. Somebody was Mallett's first client 27 plus years ago. I'm just saying, when you have that comparison, just be considerate of that. Now, moving along, licensure. This is one of the 2 most important things I consider on this list. Ensure the company you're considering doing business with is actually a licensed business. Do this at the LSLBC or the Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors. LSLBC is much shorter. Be sure they have a license. Be sure they can legally be doing business. Be sure that they are a registered business, because how can you do business with someone who's not a business? I mean, if they're going to be building your building and they're going to be offering you warranties and offering you all these things and these guarantees, if they're not a business, then they can just run off. They can just do whatever they want. We see this far too many times. And this leads us right into the next section, contractor violations. Ensure that their people you're doing business with is free of violations, because if they'll break the law once, they'll break the law a second time. And we don't want that to be with you. Again, we see far too many times these quote-unquote contractors coming in and stealing people's money, and they're taking these big $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 jobs and just disappearing. We don't want that to happen to you. Just be considerate of these things whenever you're deciding who you're going to be doing business with. Here at Mallett, in 27 years, we've had 0 contractor violations. In fact, Mr. Lee sits on the board of contractors. Therefore, he is not only held to a higher standard, he is more deeply scrutinized, because he's part of the people who enforce and create those rules and regulations. Therefore, here at Mallett, we are also under the same scrutiny of the Board of Contractors. So keep that in mind, one of those things to consider. And the most important thing, in my opinion, is the opinion of the public. Reviews on the BBB and Google. First and foremost, we are A+ accredited rating on the BBB. According to the Better Business Bureau, we are an A+ business, and that is amazing. We love that. And between it's now 650+ reviews, according to the public, we're doing what we say we're doing. We're not just standing up here and rattling off good things about us. We are stating things that have been backed up by over 650 people. And a cumulative rating of 4.8 stars between BBB and Google. I'd say that's pretty dang amazing because there's a lot of 25,000 plus buildings over our 27 years. 4.8 star review, I don't know about you guys, but I'd say that's a pretty good public opinion on the quality and the craftsmanship and the service that we offer. So keep that in mind. Now, visit the contractor's facility. We had a phenomenal meeting this morning, actually, and they were talking about the expansion that's going to be happening here at the facility here soon. So I've been telling y'all about our roll form plant. Mr. Tim's been asking for pictures about that, but we're not going to show you yet, not even for you, Mr. Tim. But that roll form plant, guys, not only is it absolutely massive, it spans the length of our truss facility at this point, and we're adding an additional 200 feet to it. It is going to be a true to name, true to definition plant. It's going to be a full-on production here. It's top of the line. We should have things out there rolling, roll form plant out here rolling. I crack myself up. We should have things in motion here soon to begin doing certain processes of the phases here. But before you know it, we're going to have the entire plant, add-ons and all, in motion. And that's going to be a huge step forward here because that'll bring the majority, if not all, of our metalwork in-house, keeping our quality control up and hopefully the prices down because we won't have to be purchasing or doing any business with outside sources. We'll have all of it here in-house. And that's exciting to me. So we want you to come see that. Come check us out. Come check out the truss plant. It in itself is state-of-the-art. From lasers and robots to the awesome people who are working on the trusses. It's phenomenal. It's an amazing process. AJ, one of our building specialists, did a phenomenal meta-glasses tour on that. Please check that out if you want to see the plant for yourself. But it doesn't just stop there. Like I said, we have the roll form area, we have the loading bay, we have the gutter section, we have the packing plant, we have probably 4 or 5 different actual facilities and plants here on our facility grounds. So come check it out, come shake some hands, meet Mr. Lee, meet Trent, meet everybody else, and just have a good time. We have popcorn, it's delicious, I promise. It's cheaper than the movie theaters. Now, the Rival Series. We went over this a little earlier. We talked about the Rival Series. Let me give you the full list of specs for a Mallett Classic building in case you were curious. 26 gauge metal is standard when you start with the Mallett Series. 5-on-12 roof pitch, also standard. And keep in mind, all of this is going to be standard through all the categories, so everything is standard. 2x8 scissor trusses, which are third-party inspected. They're also rated for 170 mile-an-hour wind rating. That's going to mean your roof is going to be incredibly stout, incredibly rigid, but in all the right ways to give you 170 mile-an-hour wind rating. Mallett cable lock system, that's the 1/8 aircraft cable that goes post to post all the way around underneath the building. Then we're going to have a moisture barrier, and then we're going to have the concrete, in this case 4-inch, 4,000 PSI concrete that gets poured on top of all of that, locking the building to the concrete. Your storm's going to have to take the concrete and the building if it wants to do that, and we haven't had any reports of that happening since the Mallett cable lock system has been put in play. This building we're standing in right now, we're on the second of 3 floors, and it's been through 16 hurricanes. So any of us in Louisiana know that's an incredible feat. I've been saying this the whole live. Keep that in mind. Now, concrete's going to go under every post to prevent sinking and unwanted settling. 2x12 headers, just massive headers, you guys. 4,000 PSI concrete, skirt board guards for ground protection. We're going to start off at a 4-year workmanship warranty. Number 1 MCA ground treated, kiln dried lumber. We're also going to have in-house engineer. We meet with Mr. Darrell every Monday. He's going to be verifying designs. You're going to verify all that internally as well, plus our third-party truss inspection guys. And that creates the entry-level Mallett Classic building. It just gets better from there because we have the Mallett Elite at the top tier, the Mac Daddy. Now, Roof and wall system, of course, 26 gauge metal across the board. We're gonna have premium 26 gauge on the Elite and use Zach screws. That's gonna have those rubber washers on top that are gonna seal the screw in the building and prevent sunlight, water, all the elements from rusting and brittling that screw, allowing it to break. Zach screws are gonna prolong the life of not only the screw itself, but the structure of the building indefinitely. You're gonna have engineered 2x8 scissor trusses on both. Key difference, you're gonna have 3-foot spacing on the Elite, 5-foot on the Classic, allowing for a lot more trusses in your building, and also 9-foot post spacing as opposed to 10-foot post spacing, which will allow for this 145 mile an hour engineered wind rating for the building as opposed to our Classics 130 on this side. Now, the Elite's also gonna have 6-inch 4,000 PSI microfiber reinforced slab with control joints. That is gonna be 50% thicker than the Classic, and it's gonna be twice as thick as most competitors who use the 3-inch slabs. You're also gonna have concrete under each post and post protectors. That's gonna prolong the life of the base of that post for about 500 years. $499 according to the post protector website, so we'll say it has the little squiggly line, so we'll say 500. But that's generational protection for your post, you guys. If you outlive that post and the post protector, let me know what you're doing and how you found the Fountain of Youth, because I'm interested. So we're also gonna have full roof and wall insulation included, a continuous ridge vent system for even better ventilation. You're gonna have seamless gutters and gutter guards. That's the upside down broom bristles we talked about. It keeps all the debris out of the gutters, allowing water to flow more efficiently. Then you're also gonna have wainscot because it's beautiful, a 10-year workmanship warranty because we're confident, and all of your plans, you're gonna have fully engineered systems signed and sealed per the ASCE 7 verifications. And that's the Elite building, you guys. That's the best of the best, and I challenge you to find a better accessory building in the country. Let me know if you do, because I don't know where you're gonna find one to beat this, and that's not just because I work here. That's an honest statement, you guys. So, all of this, and I don't see the Mallett cable lock system on here, but that is also gonna be included. That'll keep your building from flying away. As someone who's lost a shop, I understand what it's like to come home and not have a building. Mallett cable lock system and the Mallett engineering team help prevent this. Now, for the week in review, the fun part, you guys. If you missed it, we're gonna give you a quick review of everything that happened this week, and that way, if you don't feel like going back and watch the videos, which you should, but this will give you a quick overview. Now, what we covered this week, November 24th to the 26th and 27th, which was yesterday, Easter. Day 1, Monday, we covered Thanksgiving. Oh man, I'm way off. Easter. Well, it's been good, you guys. Monday, Mr. Darrell talked about the difference of post frame versus red iron. I did a short segment on that one day, but he went into a much deeper, much more explaining everything on all of that. He had a very good breakdown of what that was, and I highly recommend checking that out. Tuesday, we talked about permitting in 70769. That was actually a customer recommended area. If you have an area that you would like to get permitting information on, please drop it in the comments. Let us know. We'd love to break that down for you, and we'll have that as soon as possible. Check in every Tuesday for permitting information. And then Wednesday, we talked about coordinating concrete and utilities. The whole week centered on understanding the true costs, getting approvals right, and planning early so customers avoid delays. Sounds cool. Now, moving along, day 1, post frame versus red iron. Darrell's breakdown included metal building prices hides major extra cost. Post frame buildings give better aesthetics plus better value. And turnkey versus piecemeal pricing. That's just a short overview of what he talked about. The hidden cost of red iron that he discussed, where metal buildings added up. Roof pitch changes equals big upcharges. Anytime you want to change the pitch on your red iron building, they're already designed for the pitch they have. Any changes on that, any variance is going to be a big change in cost. The facades also needed to hide flat roofs. If anything in that area, you're going to have to add a facade, and facades mean more money. Windows and doors are often not included, so that's extra cost as well. Concrete slab is also not included as it is in a Mallett building. All of the slabs are included in Mallett building prices. General contractor markup is typically 20% or more for these types of buildings. So keep that in mind. Now, why post frame wins? The clear advantages for our customers. The attractive roof pitches without the extreme cost. With a Mallett building, it's standard for a 5-on-12 roof pitch. That's going to match most residential homes. It's also going to be the perfect pitch for water and debris shedding to help prevent any sort of leaks and damages from debris. Cleaner appearance that fits the neighborhoods. Like I said, we're making this whole December special about fitting into your neighborhood, so we've been working on this for a while now. Doors and windows are included. The foundation is also included, and no general contractors required. We're going to put the whole building up. We're going to take care of everything. Don't worry about that. So these are some advantages of post frames over red iron. If you want a more in-depth engineer's mind example of all this and a better in-depth overview, be sure to go check out Mr. Joe's video on Monday. It was very informative. Now, day 2, we talked about permitting in 70769 Ascension Parish requirements. All permits are handled through the parish themselves. Accessory buildings are going to need the permit application and the whole process that's behind it, the site plans, flood zone checks, and engineered drawings. We will help you with all of this here at Mallett. Now, day 3, we coordinated concrete. Why early planning matters. This was a really informational day as well, as every day this week has been. This was talking about how to save you thousands of dollars on just the concrete portion. So the slab is permanent. Mistakes become expensive. Utility decisions must be made before forming, and early planning prevents delays and rework. Guys, this is where we talked about being on the same page, making sure everyone understands the process, what's going on, and the order in which things are going on, because if you have a utility you decide to add afterwards, once the concrete's poured, well, we just poured that concrete, now we gotta take it up and pour it back again. So be sure everyone is on the same page. Your packet is checked 17,000 times. Be like Santa Claus on steroids. Check that, read it over and over and over, and be sure everyone is understanding what your dream, goal, and vision for your building is, and we can all be on the same page. Link is gonna be in the description for this. We have a full permitting in 70769 blog online. You should be seeing the link to our website with that information there. Please check it out if you're interested, and stay tuned for your area, or let us know where that area is, and we'll be sure to have something just like this for you. A customer checklist, write this down as I say: power, water, plumbing, conduits, and future add-ons. Be sure you understand all of this right here. We have a checklist going in the chat as well. Check the description for that. But be sure you understand where all of this is, how much of this you need, where everything's going to be. And I always recommend adding more conduits and power outlets, because there's never enough power outlets. If you can fit one every 2 to 4 feet, fit one every 2 to 4 feet, because you're always going to need it. Put them in the ground if you have to, but power outlets are, in this day of age, rare. Or the amount that you need is like gold. All that, I don't know, you need power outlets, so consider that beforehand. It's been a long week, you guys. I'm still foggy from the turkey. Now, the weekly takeaways. The core message of this week has been the following: plan early, understand full project cost, get permitting right up front, and make all utility decisions before forming. Guys, here at Mallett, we help you, again, with all of these parts of the process. We will help you plan the entirety of your build, from your concept, from our 3D builder and talking with our designers and your building specialist, all the way through the packet with Miss Jessica, our lead designer. She's gonna help walk you through that. And then overviewing it when the contract is signed. And then all of these parts of the process, be sure to make sure you understand where we're at in the process and what's going on. Plan early, plan effectively. Now, understand the full project cost. Mr. Darrell gave a great example from the Bible actually last week, where who's going to build a tower without first sitting down and deciding how much it's going to cost. And long story short there, it's the same with the building. You want to know the full scope of what you're going to be putting your finances towards before you make these decisions, because you don't want to get halfway through and realize, man, I didn't account for that. Man, I didn't account for that. And everything you didn't account for is going to add up. So make sure you count it first and it doesn't add up later. Get permitting right up front. Permitting sucks. It is a hard process, and it shouldn't be, but there's so many hoops to jump through. And if you don't have someone who understands it and can guide you through all that, it's gonna be a headache and a half. Thankfully, when you work with us, we understand the permitting process. We have a full permitting guide online based on every parish, and we're working on zip codes to be even more fine-tuned, but we're gonna have all that information. There's a gentleman named Mr. Ferguson down below. He knows everything about permitting off the top of his head. You could just ask him a question. He'll tell you who to call when they work, when they take their lunch, what you'll need for permitting, anything and everything. He knows it. So this is one of the benefits of working with us here at Mallett is the permitting process is as smooth as possible. Also, make all utility decisions before forming. This goes back to planning early, you guys. Make sure those utilities are where they need to be because that's going to be a costly error if they are not, or you just have to leave it with what it is. I just saw a couple outside sneak.
He was saying about to see some sneak peeks of inside the roll form plate, and I was like, I'm jealous.
You guys stop. You guys stop talking to all your people, Mr. Tim. We haven't even seen the new updates. Permit difficulties on the parish. Some parishes are quite simple, but there are some that make it quite difficult. And the point of all this is to make sure everything is simple as can be. We can't promise no headaches. We can promise as few headaches as possible because we've been there, done that, and want to help you through it. Now, here's a new segment we want to do at the end of every month. Anyone who has referred a customer in the previous month, this one will be through November?
Yes, all of November.
This is all of November for the referrers. First and foremost, we just want to say thank you so very much because the majority of our business, I dare say 70 to 80%, comes from referrals like these individuals here and people who promote us to their friends, their family, the people they just passed on the road or over here needing a building. However, you ended up being someone who referred another customer to us. Thank you so very much. You're the reason we've been doing this 27 years, and without you, we wouldn't have people to sell buildings to. So you can walk outside and see it. I gotta go downstairs, and that's a lot. That's a lot, Mr. Tim. I gotta stay in my little cubby hole up here. But the referrer spotlight, again, thank you so very much for keeping Mallett alive, keeping the lights on, keeping us all employed. It's people like you who just make this such an amazing job, and we thank you so very much. So we decided to give you some spotlight. Now, we had 7 people, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people. That's gonna be Cannon G, Jack F, Mike M, Brad A, Lester D, Jerry C, Joel V, Chad D, Garrett L, Josette, sorry if I'm mispronouncing any of these names, P, and Peyton M. These are our people who have referred customers to us in the month of November. Again, all 11 of you, thank you so very much. Now, if you didn't see your name on this list and you know for a fact you sent us somebody in November, give us a call, shoot us a message, let us know. We're human, we overlook things sometimes, and sometimes there's parts of the process that aren't finished, whether it be yet or entirely, and we want to make sure those loose ends are tied up as well. So let us know if you're supposed to be on this list and you are not. We'll be sure to get you there where you belong. Well, that's going to be it for the week in review and this wonderful Thanksgiving, not Easter week. It's been an amazing week here at Mallett. I hope you enjoyed every day. We hope to keep bringing you amazing content like this. If you did enjoy, follow the channel, like the video, share it with a friend or someone who may need it. Hopefully we can help them as well. And you can get $200 for being a referrer and get spotlight at the end of December as well. But thank you so much for watching. I'm Tyler. We'll see you Monday with Mr. Darrell for the engineering day. Have a wonderful weekend and enjoy it. We'll see you Monday.